Hey guys, what's up? We're back with some more Heroes of the Storm action, and today we're going to look at the brand new hero that is coming next week. Like, this is PTR right now, so it will usually take a week unless they pull a Hanzo, but I don't think they will. So the Firebat is coming next week. His name is Blaze. 420 Blaze it, everyone. So he is a Firebat. He is part of the Terran forces. He will be the Terran tank. He is a warrior hero. And he seems very interesting, but I haven't gone into all of the details of him just yet. He has 6,000 health at level 20, which apparently is more than Muradin, or at least his starting health at level 1 is more than Muradin, so he is probably going to be quite a tanky tank. Let's just look at his abilities really quickly. His Q is a flame stream, so he basically shoots 2 streams of fire. His basic attacks are actually 1 stream of fire that does AoE damage, kind of like D.Va. So he can basically shoot out 2 fire streams at 4 seconds. So that's pretty good for damage. Yeah. His oil spill is a charge cooldown, as in he has 2 charges. Obviously, you can use vector targeting to like figure out how you want to use it, and apparently it interacts with his flame stream in that it sets the ground on fire, and apparently walking on top of that particular oil stream, as in walking on top of an oil stream that is on fire, will actually heal you, which is a very interesting mechanic that totally goes against everything that video games have ever taught us, which is of course to never stand on the fire. Finally, his jet propulsion is a movement ability, and if it hits any heroes at the end of it, it actually stuns them. It does have a bit of an AoE in terms of the stuns, so you can actually use it to stun a bunch of heroes in order to initiate or even peel or do all that kind of stuff. This is obviously not a point and click, so I am nowhere near as irritated by the way this is implemented. Of course, it will require a bit of skill as well. I don't think you cannot go through buildings, which makes perfect sense. So yeah, that's his basic abilities. Also, his Pyromania is he gains 25 armor and deals 88 damage to nearby enemies for every 0.5 seconds at level 20, of course, for 4 seconds. So this is basically an activatable burning rage, including like an armor increase. So it's essentially Arthas's Icebound Fortitude plus Burning Rage, but obviously without the crowd control removal. So I think what's probably going to be most interesting about Blaze is his talents. So let's have a look at his talents. At level 1 he has 3 forms of Stim Pack, which of course is different to Medic Morales' Stim Pack, and one called New Habits, so that appears to be a regen globe talent. So let's have a look at it. Adrenaline Stim Pack, activate to gain attack speed and movement speed. So that is actually like a Stim Pack, an activatable Stim Pack every 30 seconds, but obviously for himself. Endurance Stim Pack, activate to gain a shield. Okay, so that's actually like a Zul Stim Pack. Neural Stim Pack, activate to increase cooldown recharge rates. That's like, I think it's Icy Veins that does that for Jaina. So you basically gain mana and cause ability cooldowns to recharge 100% faster for 5 seconds. So do you want to be a self-medic Stim Pack? Do you want to get a what did I say it was? Do you want to get like a Zul Stim Pack, or do you want to get like a Jaina Stim Pack? Up to you. New habits. Pyromania grants Unstoppable. So collect regen globes. After collecting 15 regen globes, Pyromania also grants Unstoppable. Okay, so this talent actually turns Pyromania into what I was talking about, Arthas's Icebound Fortitude plus, what did I call it? Icebound Fortitude plus Burning Rage. Of course, it's actually better than that because you actually get Unstoppable instead of 75% CC duration reduction. So this could be useful. I feel like they all have to be useful, but there's a good to fair chance that Adrenaline Stim Pack is going to be picked more than the other 2, and New Habits might actually be picked more than Adrenaline Stim Pack, especially against teams that are heavy on the CC, obviously. So we'll pick that for now. Level 4, Feeding the Flame. Flame Stream can reduce oil spill cooldown. Okay, so that actually ties into the combo that the QW of Blaze is, obviously, so being able to reduce the cooldown of oil spill will ultimately help that. Oil spill slows when ignited. That just means more damage, actually. Oil dispersal, increase oil spill area and slow. Does it already slow? Oil spills slow enemies that come into contact by 40 seconds. Oh, okay, but ignited oil spills no longer slow enemies, but instead deal damage. Alright, okay, so that is a major caveat that needs to be made aware of. So sometimes you don't need to set a light to your oil spills. You could actually use them as a way of peeling, because they do reduce enemy movement by 40%. That's pretty significant. But adhesive petroleum will mean that you could basically light them up whenever you want, and it will still slow enemies. Whereas this will increase the slow amount to 50% as opposed to 40%. And Meltdown. Pyromania reduces enemy damage dealt. Hitting an enemy with Pyromania reduces their damage dealt by 5% for 2.5 seconds, stacking up to 30%. Cool! That's pretty fun. You do have 8 stacks, well, it does deal 8 damage 8 times. So you have to be pretty much on point to get that 30 seconds, because you will need to do that 6 times. So, yeah. But it reduces their damage dealt, so that's useful too. It will help with his tankiness, obviously, because you also have 25 armor. So when you reduce their damage by 30%, you also then take that damage and reduce that by 25%. So 25, you essentially take 75% of 70 damage, which is 49. You basically take half damage. If you manage to reduce their damage by 30%, you should be taking about half damage. So we'll just do that, because that seems fun. Also, each enemy hero hit by Flame Stream will reduce it by 1.5 seconds. When you're fighting against the Lost Vikings, you will therefore have a maximum of 7 heroes. So to reduce it by 1.5 seconds, you can reduce it by up to 10.5 seconds, which means you basically have at most like a minimum of 1.5 second cooldown on oil spill. So that could be really strong, but only if you're fighting against the Lost Viking comp that seems to clump up heaps. So unlikely, but that's like the extreme that we're talking about here. Level 7 we have 3 talents, which is a little bit unusual, I think. But Crossfire, Flame Stream can deal bonus damage, so hitting an enemy with both streams of Flame Stream will deal 289 damage. So obviously these streams do not necessarily connect, but most heroes will have a hitbox. In fact, all heroes, except maybe Murky and Eric, should have a hitbox large enough to be hit by both streams if they're right in the middle. Obviously if they're to the side, then you will only be hitting them with one stream. So Crossfire will do more damage, so that's actually better for his burst, I guess. Yeah. Quest, increase ignited oil spill duration and damage. So damage heroes with ignited oil spills 60 times. That's seemingly a lot, but remember your oil spill and your ignited oil spills are AoEs, and there's a good to fair chance that it also includes any additional ticks that is done to like enemies who are already affected by ignited oil spills. They do seem to do damage every 0.3 seconds, so it might not be that difficult to do it. You essentially have to do 20 seconds worth of one hero's damage, so that's probably not that difficult to do. So by finishing this quest, you increase the ignite duration by 2 seconds and the damage by 25%. That should be quite significant. I'm just theory crafting because I haven't played a single game, nor will I, because PTR is pretty horrible on Oceania servers. Like, there's no Oceania servers, which means that I'm always playing with lag, and also everyone wants to play Blaze, so it's borderline impossible for me to play right now. Incinerator Gauntlets. Basic attacks ignite oil spills, increase area. Okay, increase basic area attack sorry, basic attack area by 15%, and basic attack damage to minions, mercenaries, and monsters by 50%. So that's half of a mercenary lord. Additionally, basic attacks ignite oil spells. So this could be very useful if you're not that keen on using your flame stream for some reason, but it's also very useful as a mercenary, minion, mercenary, and monster. Like, it's basically a merc lord in some way. So this might actually, oops, I just took a thing by accident. Okay, never mind. Actually, I will just reset the talents because I suspect he might be able to take down a boss. Reduces the enemy. Nope. By that amount, I'll just do that. Okay. His ultimates. There's two ultimates, obviously. Bunker drop, call down a bunker, and combustion, channel to damage and slow enemies. It's too early for me to call which one is more useful, but based on everything I know, I think, and this is like a guess, that maybe bunker drop is probably more useful. It does have a lower cooldown, which means you can use it a lot more than combustion, but there's a good fair chance that combustion is also very useful as well. I can't tell, but for the time being, we'll just pick bunker because that seems to be the more interesting ult. Alright, now suppressive fire. Each stream of flame stream reduces spell power, so that's good against like mage heavy comps or any comp that involves a lot of ability damage, Falstad for example, or I guess to some extent Tracer if you're really scared of her bomb. Nanomachine coating. Oil spill reduces attack speed. Okay, so that's actually quite interesting. So oil spill and suppressive fire, you can use this if you're going up against a lot of ability damage. You can use this if you're going up against a lot of AA. Fuel leak. Jet propulsion creates a trail of oil spills. Heh? So jet propulsion creates oil spills along Blaze's path. If jet propulsion impacts an enemy hero, an additional oil spill is created underneath them. Huh. I'll try that. That sounds fun. Thermal protection. Jet propulsion hits grant armor, reduces cooldown. So you grant 10 armor for each enemy hero hit. So you could get up to, well, you could get up to 70, I think. Right? Right. You could essentially get up to 70 armor if you're fighting against a really comped up Lost Vikings comp. Reduces cooldown by 2 seconds. So you could actually get a free, you could actually like refresh your cooldown, which could be fun. But obviously that's an extreme. Most likely you'll hit maybe 1, 2, at best maybe 3 heroes, unless they're really clumped up. Like they have to be super clumped up. Most of the time you'll only be fighting against a normal team that has 5 heroes, in which case you will be reducing that cooldown by 10 seconds. So you will have to wait 2 seconds before you use it again. But you also get 50 armor for 3 seconds. That's really strong. Then you activate Pyromania, you have the full 75 armor, which is the maximum you can get outside of like special talents. So that's pretty strong. Heat treatment. Pyromania heals for damage dealt. Heal for 75% of the damage dealt by Pyromania. Pyromania does 88 damage, so you basically heal for 66 damage at level 20. That could be alright. Obviously that's for every hero hit. Like, if you hit 5 heroes, you obviously heal for like 300 and something damage every 0.5 seconds. So heat treatment could actually be really strong if you just use it like right in the middle of a team. Which I guess that's what you're meant to do with Blaze. You're meant to be like right in the middle of their team, activate Pyromania, do tons of damage, heal, and just tank through all of their damage, which could be really fun. Juggernaut plating, gain spell armor, then shield for damage reduced. Okay, this is interesting. So you activate to gain 50 spell armor, and you gain a shield for all the damage that you reduce. So it's kind of like Arthas's anti-magic shield, except it's half as effective. That's basically what it is. It's Arthas's anti-magic shield, but half as effective. So I feel like his level 16 talents could all be very useful. Thermal protection might be a bit of a coin toss, but I think heat treatment and juggernaut plating could be very, very useful. Does this only hit? Oh no, it hits everything. Cool. Fortified bunker. Allies can cast oil spill from bunker drop. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Flash fire. Combustion slows, remove movement speed penalty. Okay, so one of the things that was noted in the Blaze spotlight video is that to use combustion you will have to be moving very slowly, so it might be difficult to land. It looks like flash fire might be faster. You'll move normal speed, so it might be easier to do that, and you also slow. So you actually slow enemies by 60% as opposed to moving at like half speed. Bird notice, basic attack slow, damage over time. Basic attack slow enemies by 5% and deal an additional 39 damage over 2.5 seconds. Stacks up to 5 times. That could be fun. That could be good, and it's probably a better talent to take versus a boss. But I would say that Fortified Bunker is a better talent to take overall. So every 6 seconds. So that means that they could use. So when you're in, okay, so when you take a Fortified Bunker, you basically get to oil spill like twice as fast. Additionally, bunker drops armor bonus. Oh yeah, when you come out of a bunker, you actually get like, what is it, 25 armor? You get 25 armor for 2 seconds. With Fortified Bunker, you come out with 50 armor and for 3 seconds. So that's fun. All right, let's go and fight the boss, because that's really the only thing that I'm going to bother testing. So at level 20, he doesn't have. I haven't taken any quest talents, so there's none of that shenanigans. But I think he should be able to fight the boss. So I'll just like stop here. So I hope you guys enjoy this. If you like Blaze, then he should be a fun hero to use. I wonder how a full Terran team will work now, because obviously everyone's ranged, so we will have that kind of a playstyle going where you basically kite everything, but at the same time, like the overall playstyle of the full Terran team will obviously be very different to the full Zerg team and the full Protoss team, and we'll see how that goes. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye!